activist, Rashida Strober, the queen of dark skin, here to sit on my throne, your favorite dark-skinned chick, created the lane of dark-skin activism way back in 1998. Now they hate, got death threats for calling out Kendrick Lamar in 2015 on his acts of darkism. The dark-skinned activist brought dark skin to the internet out the gate. Now the fakes, they never came to my rescue back in 2015, but in 2018, they try to take, but I will never let you take the dark skin lane that I created back in 1998, straight from the only original, real, raw, world's first dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober. That's right, I coined and created the phrase dark-skinned activist and dark-skinned activism. Respect my name, dark-skinned activist Rashida Strober. Respect my brand, dark-skinned activist Rashida Strober, the world's only real, first, raw, true dark-skinned activist, queenofdarkskin.com. Go support, go donate to the legal defense fund of the dark-skinned activists to stop people from ripping off my work. Rashida Strober, the Little Richard of dark-skinned activism, wrote more books in the world on anybody on dark skin. The first artist, actress, author, social commentator to focus my work only on dark skin. Been doing it since 1998. queenofdarkskin.com.
All right, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the screen sharing and I'm about to go live on, hold on, y'all. There we go. I'm back. I'm about, because I got to talk about some things here. I got to talk about some stuff so that people can understand what I'm saying. I'm going to go live on Instagram real quick. Just give me a second. I was trying to, I don't know if you can make a title in the video with Instagram. It doesn't appear that you could do that. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and try to do the regular setting. I'm new to this. I want to let everybody know that I'm new to this with the Instagram stuff. But sometimes when stuff is on your heart and mind, you just have to come and say it. You just have to come and say it. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm doing it right now. And I just, hold on one second, y'all. I'm trying to see if I can get this broadcast on Instagram. I may not be able to do it, but that's okay. That's okay. I need to straighten my camera out here and talk to y'all. Yeah, so the Steve Harvey Show, whether they admit to it or not, they are copying my storyline, the dark-skinned activist storyline. Let me be real clear, and let me make sure everybody understands that's watching this. Y'all tuned in to the world's first dark-skinned activist, the creator of the science of dark-skinned activism, the woman who was the first to make dark skin a issue on social media. Nobody didn't do that before me. This is a fact. And if you research me, you'll find out that everything that I'm saying is true. I am the first female in history to create a movement only for dark skin. What I am upset about is people stealing and taking my work and not giving me credit for it and not acknowledging me. A part of it is people using other dark-skinned females to articulate my storyline. That is what I just saw something on the Steve Harvey Show. And let me preface this with saying, because I know I'm gonna have some haters out here that are going to watch this video and they'll try to make it seem like I'm hating on somebody. No, I'm not. It's not that I'm hating on anyone. It's not that I'm not hating on a child. What I'm hating on is the fact that I know that there are people out there. What I'm angry at is there are adults that are out there that have seen my storyline. Listen to me clearly, y'all. And they have used other dark-skinned people to articulate the dark-skinned activist narrative. You have to understand where I'm coming from with this, because none of these people were talking about it. None of these people cared about it. But the timeline is this. The timeline starts with me in 1998, creating the science of dark-skinned activism, when I gave birth to dark-skinned activism at St. Petersburg College, speaking about the dark-skinned Sudanese model, Alec Weck. The reason I began doing that is because as a child, as a dark-skinned girl, I underwent what I call dark-skinned mental abuse. Okay. From 1998, I decided I'm going to be the voice for dark skin. And I created a movement around only dark skin. It came from my childhood. Now, y'all got to listen, because I'm going to connect it to Steve Harvey's show, because they're using another dark-skinned female now to articulate my story. This is what has been going on. So in 1998, I created the movement. Nobody was talking about dark skin. Nobody cared about it. Only other person is Cola Booth. So from 1998 to 2005, I was an activist in my community for dark skin and for all Black people and for humans. And during that time, I was writing plays and books around my dark skin story, growing up as a little dark skinned girl. Eventually, I wrote a book called A Dark Skinned Girl's Triumph, The Rashida Strober Story, which is a narrative about me growing up as a little dark-skinned girl. Now, I have spoken about this publicly. I have released this audio book that I created based on that play, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, The Rashida Strober Story. I released it on my website. It's there for the whole world to see. And I have been pushing dark-skinned activism for years. Okay? The narrative, understand me clearly, of me being a dark-skinned female from my childhood, because this is what Steve Harvey, he brought this particular guest on his show, and they're using this person, this little person, to articulate the storyline that I already put out. This is what I mean by dark skin appropriation, where people have sat back, watched my work, studied it, and now they're using other dark-skinned females to articulate the dark-skinned activist paradigm. And let me continue with the timeline. So I stopped at 2005. 2006, I wrote A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, The Rashida Strober Story, while living in Los Angeles. I wrote this story, and it detailed my life growing up as a dark-skinned girl and all the issues that I was facing. The point that I'm making to you guys is I created the very narrative of a dark-skinned female as a child, as a girl, talking about being abused for dark skin. I created that narrative. You're looking at the creator of it. And I put this work out to the world, and the world has not thanked me for it. Again, what they have done, this is the latest attack on dark-skinned activism. They have used other dark-skinned females to articulate the narrative that I created about being dark-skinned and female. This is what is going on. I'm just calling it how I see it, without giving Rashida Strober credit. And I'm not understanding, why aren't you giving me credit for the work that I created? Why are you using other dark-skinned women on television to articulate my story when I already had the narrative out there before any of these dark-skinned females was talking about it? But see what they have, and I know what it is. These people have money. Some of these dark-skinned females, they have people behind them that are backing them with connections and with money. So that's how they're able to use other dark-skinned women to steal from me. And some of these dark-skinned women, they don't know that they're being used. So I'm not going to sit here and blame them. I can't, you know, blanketly say all these dark-skinned women. I can't say that. Okay, so let me get to the Steve Harvey Show and how I feel they're plagiarizing the dark-skinned activist storyline. A year ago, and I have the receipts. A year ago, I sent Steve Harvey Show, the producers, several times. I sent them information about me being the dark-skinned activist. I told them my story. Listen to me carefully. I told them my story about growing up as a dark-skinned girl being abused for having dark skin. I sent them my story. And of course, when you send a producer or a TV show your story and they got your name, all they got to do is Google you and everything gonna come up. They gonna see your social media. They gonna see your videos. They gonna see your website, and it's on my website. So they clearly knew because I sent them my information as the dark-skinned activist. I look up and I see that they used another dark-skinned girl to articulate that paradigm that I already sent. I already sent information. So that's people say, why are you so upset? Because none of these people was talking about dark skin. None of these people cared to defend me when I was talking about the darkism that I felt Kendrick Lamar was espousing. I received death threats. I have been called every name in the book. Now they taking my very story and using other dark-skinned women on television to articulate my story. That's what's going on. I'm calling it how I see it. This is a fact. And all y'all got to do, y'all ain't got to, I'm not even worried about whether or not people, you know, can understand in terms of, I'm talking about the haters that want to sit up here and say all this negative stuff. I know my work. Okay. And I just told y'all that I actually last year sent the Steve Harvey Show producers information about me being the dark-skinned activist. All the information was there. My storyline, because y'all got to understand, listen to me clearly. There are a lot of elements that go into the science of dark-skinned activism. There's a lot of different things. One of the elements is the storyline of me being a dark-skinned girl being abused for having dark skin. That same storyline is being taken from me that I created and not being given credit. And they're using other dark-skinned women, other dark-skinned females to articulate that. And what I want to say to you is it is a slap in the face to me. I saw this clip. He had this dark-skinned young lady, very young, on there speaking about my exact storyline. People, this is no coincidence. It's no coincidence that in 2015 and prior to that, none of these people that you see talking about dark skin and they dark skin stories, they weren't doing it. It is no coincidence that I became known through the Kendrick Lamar beef for talking about dark skin and calling myself the dark-skinned activist and letting people know that this came from me as a child. So I created this movement, dark-skinned activism. It's no coincidence now that we see other dark-skinned women on television with the same storyline. No one can convince me that these people are not plagiarizing my work. But again, I want to make it very clear. It's either the dark-skinned woman themselves that's doing this, or number two, it's somebody that's behind the scenes who done watched me, watched my work, so they've gotten another dark-skinned female and encouraged them to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have you talk about how you was dark-skinned and abused, and we're going to make this into a story. That is what happened with this female that is on the Steve Harvey Show. I see it. I'm telling y'all, that is the truth. And I know that this little person was not able to do all of this. She has handlers behind her. And I would be willing to bet all the money I got in the bank, because the Kendrick Lamar beef, that went viral. Millions of people heard about it. Somebody that's behind her saw my work, and this particular situation happened to this little person. And I believe that, and I'm not talking down on this person because it's not her fault. In this particular situation, it's the adults that's behind her. And the producers of the Steve Harvey Show, I'm pretty sure they looked at my stuff, researched me, and decided to use another dark-skinned person to articulate the paradigm. It's wrong. The level of anger that I have in me for people on television, people on YouTube that are doing nothing but ripping me off is astronomical. Steve Harvey Show, if you ever watch this, y'all stole my dark-skinned storyline. Y'all did. I sent your company, your producers, my story. And now a year later, you use another dark-skinned female to articulate my storyline. But let me tell you something. None of these dark-skinned females, they can say whatever they want. They are not the dark-skinned activists. I own that title. None of these females, they can say whatever they want. They did not create the science of dark-skinned activism. None of these people that you're using to rip off my storyline, they were not the first person in history to create a movement around only dark skin. And I want y'all to know that, Steve Harvey Show, Steve Harvey producers, because I know how the entertainment industry works in some aspects. They will see somebody, creative ideas, and they'll steal it. And I want to say shout out to Marva, if you ever watching this, back in 2006, I'm giving you dates, when I lived out in Los Angeles, and I wrote A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, the Rashida Strober story, which has the storyline that the Steve Harvey Show is plagiarizing by using another dark-skinned female. It had the storyline of me being a dark-skinned girl being bullied for having dark skin. That is my original storyline. Yes. Marva was her name. She said, Rashida, you need to copyright this work. This was all the way in 2006. We in 2018. This shows you I've been doing this, but people are just stealing it now because of the internet. And she was right. If you ever watched this, Marva, you were absolutely right, because that is what is going on right now. That these people do not, for whatever reason, they don't want Rashida to get credit for creating the storyline of being an abused dark-skinned girl. The people on TV doing this to me, people on social media are doing this to me, and I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about it because it's wrong. You don't go and use other dark-skinned women or dark-skinned females to articulate another dark-skinned woman's story who actually started it. You don't do that. It's wrong. I'm calling all y'all out. Steve Harvey Show, you're wrong. You're stealing my dark-skinned girl, my dark-skinned abused girl storyline. That's in my audiobook, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, the Rashida Strober story. It's there. It's been there for years. Why is it that now all these dark-skinned females are just now popping up? Where were they at when I've been doing this for years? Why are y'all robbing me and stealing from my story? Why are you not giving me my credit? Y'all, I am just completely and utterly disgusted. Steve Harvey Show, I am, everybody that has stolen from me, I am completely and utterly disgusted. And you cannot tell me that if you were in my shoes and you looked up and you saw dark-skinned females on television with your storyline from what you created from your intellectual property, your books, your plays, there's nobody alive that cannot tell me that they would not be hurt and upset. And what they're doing is they changing the names. See what the handlers, because I know that this little person did not come up with this. The handlers, what they did, y'all go watch the Steve Harvey Show. Y'all gonna see this clip. I'm not gonna say the name of it. but I'm just going to say he recently had a dark-skinned female on with my storyline of being an abused, bullied, dark-skinned girl. That is my storyline from a dark-skinned girl's triumph, the Rashida Strober story. And I sent Steve Harvey, of the show, I sent them a press kit. I sent them information about me trying to get on their show. And they turned around and used that same storyline with another dark-skinned female. That is what is going on, people. That's what's going on. And this is going to come to light. One day, people are going to realize what everything Rashida Strober is saying is the truth. I might not be here anymore. I might not be able to see the benefits and the results of it. But I'm telling you, people are going to be able, intelligent people are going to be able to look at the timeline from 1998 all the way up to 2015 when I brought dark skin to the internet. And after 2015, everybody now got a dark skin story. And they copying me. And I'm just disgusted, Steve Harvey Show. Y'all know I sent y'all my press kit. So now you're going to turn around and use another dark-skinned female. And like I said, I have no doubt that the handlers of this particular guest that's on his show talking about dark skin, they changed the name. Of course, they're trying to throw it off to make it look like it's something new and different. It's not. You changed the name. And if y'all ever watch this, I'm talking about the handlers behind this little person. I'm not talking about the little person. I want y'all to be clear. I'm making a distinction here because this is not the little person's fault. I'm happy that the little person is getting her shine. But what I'm not happy about is people stealing my storyline. That's my storyline. And what I'm pretty sure of is the handlers behind the little person. Y'all watched me. Y'all saw what I was doing. Y'all black. So I know y'all seen that Kendrick Lamar beef. I know y'all see me talk about being bullied for being dark skinned. And y'all said, we're going to take this little girl and take this story to the media. Instead of coming and saying, you know, Rashida Strober, you stole the storyline that I have. And you're marketing it to television shows now. That's what's going on. I see right through the bullshit. I see right through it. Now, these people, unless I take them to court, they will have to prove. You can't come lying. You have to prove that you did not have access. And I'm talking to the people that are behind the handlers for this little girl. You would have to prove that you had no access or exposure to the Kendrick Lamar beef, which put me on the map for being the dark-skinned activist and talk about being abused and bullied as a little girl for being dark-skinned. You would have to prove that. And I don't think you would be able to prove it because you're black. And that beef with Kendrick Lamar went viral all over the world. But instead of these people crediting me, they taking from me. And they're using other dark-skinned females to copy my story. Steve Harvey, I have no respect for y'all. Your show, I don't have no respect. I don't know if you know about what happened, Steve Harvey. I don't know. But what I can tell you is I sent your producers a year ago the exact same storyline. And in fact, I believe I sent it to your producers several times. So why am I looking up a year later and seeing another dark-skinned female with my exact storyline? Y'all, I'm being played. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I know what's happening to me. I know exactly what's happening to me. People are robbing and stealing from me. But in the end, the history of it, with me inventing dark skin activism, opening the doors for y'all to talk about dark skin, it's going to all be exposed. I have faith in God that God is going to send the right resources my way to let the world know who is the woman that made everybody else be able to have a lane to talk about dark skin. It's going to be exposed. Y'all are not going to be able to keep using other dark-skinned females to steal from me no more. Y'all are not going to be able to keep creating channels on YouTube stealing my content no more. Y'all are not going to be able to keep putting out other dark-skinned females on social media stealing my storylines. This is going to hit. I am not going to stop because I know I'm the real creator of that particular storyline about being bullied for being dark-skinned. I was on television in 2013. Y'all can look this up on Bay News 9 with the same exact storyline. I don't have to lie about anything. Virginia Johnson on Bay News 9 interviewed me in 2013, way before these people started talking about this, about me being bullied for being dark-skinned as a little girl. Same storyline. Y'all, I'm disgusted. I'm not going to be on here long because at this point in time, I need to get off of here and kind of just, you know, I'm disgusted. I'm just, every time I look up, it's another dark-skinned female or, you know, the people behind them that are stealing my work. It's just so absolutely disgusting that the producers of Steve Harvey would do this. I'm just so disgusted. What I want to encourage everybody to do, those of you that support my work, I'm gonna keep fighting because I know I created this. I know I'm the reason why any female, I don't care who she is, where she at, television, wherever, is talking about dark. I know I am. They need to pay homage and I need to get my respect and I need to be on these platforms. It's wrong for these people to do this to me. This is darkism. Steve Harvey Show producers, if you ever see this, this is the highest form of darkism. When you take from an already dark-skinned oppressed woman. And I don't care that you're bringing on other dark-skinned women. You are taking from what I created. Once again, it is the storyline. I don't care. People can say, oh, you loud, your delivery. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. It's the facts of what I created. I created the storyline and it's in my play, A Dark-Skinned Girl's Triumph, the Rashida Strober story, written all the way back in 2006. It's on my website for the world to see, but they steal. Instead of giving me credit, they steal. They use other dark-skinned females to articulate my story. Steve Harvey Show, you're wrong. I don't know if Steve Harvey himself knows about it. I don't know. I cannot say that. But what I can say is I sent your producers my storyline of being bullied for being a dark-skinned girl and creating a movement after dark skin. I sent them that. I'm disgusted. I'm just disgusted. But I do believe, I have faith that God is going to allow me to win in the end, and everybody gonna know, and people will stop stealing. And if these dark-skinned women, females cared, if these people behind them cared, they would educate themselves about me. If they was really honest, they would educate the handlers behind this dark-skinned female that appeared on Steve Harvey Show. If they was really honest and cared, they would educate her about the woman who made it possible for you to even talk about it. But they want to make it seem like they created this. You didn't. I'm talking to the handlers behind this guest that's on the Steve Harvey Show. I'm not talking to the guest because it's not the guest's fault. The handlers, the adults, you know who I am. You stole my storyline and you used this little human being to do that. Y'all wrong for that. If you was right, you would have educated her on Rashida Strober, the world's first dark-skinned activist, the woman who was the first person in history to create a movement for dark-skinned females to make it possible. But you're stealing because you want to make it look like it's all you. Y'all, I'm disgusted. Please donate to my GoFundMe. You know, I think about how I've been working my butt off for years to get my works out in regards to dark-skinned activism through my plays. You know, I done worked my butt off, and to just have people come through and rip off my stuff when I done put in blood, sweat, and tears. But this is all a part of the dark-skinned activist story. Because my next chapter, I'm gonna write in my book, Inventing Dark-Skinned Activism, the Rashida Strober story, about how people use other dark-skinned females to plagiarize my work. And they will stoop so low as to use a child. I'm gonna write about y'all. This story is coming in my book because this is what is happening to me right now. And it's wrong. It's wrong. I'm disgusted. Put yourself in my shoes for a minute. Put yourself in my shoes. I'm asking everybody to if you work through poverty, through homelessness. I was homeless on the streets. I was abused for real for being dark-skinned, for real. I had to deal with all that, and I rose up, went from homeless on the streets to a GED to a master's degree, then developed this science of dark-skinned activism, wrote all these books and plays, fought like crazy to get it out to the masses, and now I look up and I see other people ripping off my storyline through the use of other dark-skinned females, y'all can't tell me y'all wouldn't be upset too. If you put in all that work, none of them have put in the work. They haven't. That's a fact. Y'all could create all the storylines and steal all y'all want. What you can't steal is the work that I have put in, my original creations. You can't steal. I'm gonna have to remove your comment, because if you coming on here mentioning other people, I'm no shade, but I'm removing your comment. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. How is this, Brandon? You talk about I'm hurt because I created dark skin activism and people stealing it from me. They're using other females to pretend like they've been doing this for a long time. They're stealing my storyline. When I'm here, I'm the underdog. I'm actually the real dark-skinned activist, producing my plays, my books. I created that storyline about being a dark-skinned bullied female. I sent that information to the Steve Harvey Show producers, and now a year later, they're using another female to steal from me. That's what's going on here. Y'all can say what y'all want. I know I'm telling the truth. Y'all can say what y'all want. You can holler about, oh, you just want donations. You dang on right I want donations. You dang on right, because I need the money to promote myself. I need the money to get out here and tell people what is happening to me. This is the next chapter, I guess. Everybody steals Rashida's storylines. I'm done, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great day. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I'm absolutely disgusted.